Once upon a time, there was once a king who loved to dream. His name was King Alden, and though he ruled a great and prosperous kingdom, his heart belonged to the world of dreams. While other rulers spent their days drafting laws or waging wars, Alden spent his nights exploring lands that only existed in slumber, forests spun from stardust, cities built on floating clouds, rivers that sang lullabies as they flowed. His people adored him, for he was a kind and gentle ruler, always listening to their worries with a patient ear. But they also whispered among themselves, wondering why their king always seemed just a little bit drowsy, as though his mind drifted between worlds, even while awake. You see, King Alden was not just a dreamer, he was a master of dreams. Each night, as he laid his head on his golden pillow, he closed his eyes and stepped into his dream world as if walking through an open door. He had 100 favorite dreams, each one more wonderful than the last. But among them all, there was one he cherished most, the dream of the celestial garden. It was a place of pure magic, a garden where the flowers glowed like tiny lanterns, where silver butterflies hummed lullabies, and where the sky was painted in endless twilight, neither night nor day. And at the very heart of the garden, there stood a magnificent tree with sapphire leaves, the dream tree. Its branches swayed without wind, and whenever King Alden sat beneath it, he felt a peace so deep that he never wanted to wake. But one night, something terrible happened. As King Alden drifted into sleep, expecting to step into his beloved celestial garden, he was met with nothingness, a vast, endless darkness, no glowing flowers, no sapphire-leaved tree, no dream at all. His favorite dream was gone. He woke with a start, his heart pounding. He tried to return to sleep, to search for the dream, but no matter how hard he tried, the celestial garden remained lost, like a candle snuffed out in the night. Morning came, and the king, looking more tired than ever, called for the wisest dreamers in the land. "I have lost my most cherished dream," he told them. "How can I find it again?" The scholars whispered among themselves, flipping through dusty books of ancient knowledge. Finally, an elderly dreamweaver spoke. "Dreams, Your Majesty, are like birds on the wind. Sometimes they stray too far. But worry not. If a dream is truly yours, it can always be found again. However, retrieving it will not be easy. You must journey beyond the waking world and seek help from one who knows the paths of lost dreams." "And who might that be?" asked King Alden, leaning forward. "The fox of the whispering woods," the dreamweaver said. That very evening, as the sun melted into hues of pink and violet, King Alden set out from his castle, alone except for a lantern filled with starlight, a special gift from his royal astronomer who had captured the glow of a comet's tail. He rode deep into the whispering woods, a forest so ancient that the trees spoke in rustling sighs, telling secrets of the past. Shadows danced between the trunks, and unseen creatures scurried through the undergrowth. But the king was not afraid. He had travelled through far stranger lands in his dreams. And then, beneath the boughs of a gnarled old oak, he found the fox. It was no ordinary fox. Its fur was woven from twilight itself, deep blue with streaks of silver. Its eyes gleamed like twin moons, and when it spoke, its voice was like the hush of wind through leaves. "You seek a lost dream, do you not?" the fox said, tilting its head. King Alden nodded. "Can you help me find it?" The fox grinned. "Perhaps. But dreams are not found, they are remembered. Tell me, King, what made this dream so precious to you?" Alden hesitated. "It was peaceful, safe. It was where I felt most like myself." The fox's tail flicked. "Then you must journey where all forgotten dreams go. to the Valley of Echoes. But beware, for not all dreams there are friendly. Some are lost for a reason. Following the fox's directions, Alden travelled beyond the edges of the known world. He crossed silver deserts where the sand sang in the wind. He sailed across an ocean of mist where shadowy figures whispered forgotten lullabies. Finally, he reached the Valley of Echoes, a place where the air shimmered like water and old dreams wandered, searching for their dreamers. There, he saw the celestial garden, but it was broken. The glowing flowers had dimmed. The sapphire-leaved tree was wilting. The peace he once felt there was gone. And then, a shadow stepped forward. It was himself. A version of King Alden, made of mist and starlight, stood beneath the dying tree. This dream king spoke, his voice a gentle echo. "You abandoned me," the dream king whispered. "You dreamed of me for years, but you never truly saw me." King Alden's breath caught. He had thought the dream was just a beautiful escape, but now he understood. It was a part of him, a part he had neglected in his waking life. He knelt before the dying tree and placed his hands on the bark. "I see you now," he whispered. The tree shuddered, its sapphire leaves trembling. Light flowed from the king's hands, spreading through the branches, rekindling the magic that had been fading. The garden slowly came back to life. King Alden awoke just before dawn, his heart full and light. He had recovered his most treasured dream, but more importantly, he had discovered why it had been lost. Because dreams must be nurtured, just as one nurtures a kingdom, a friendship, or even oneself. From that day forward, the king no longer lived only for the night. He brought the beauty of dreams into the waking world. He planted glowing gardens in the palace, filled the air with music, and encouraged his people to dream not just in sleep, but in their lives. And every night, as he laid his head upon his golden pillow, he smiled, knowing that his celestial garden, his dream, and his heart would never be lost again. And so he ruled wisely and dreamed beautifully ever after.